Welcome to this model. In this model, we'll be looking at field effect transistors. The field effect transistors, abbreviated as FET, is another semiconductor device like a BJT, which can be used as an amplifier or switch. Like BJT, FET is also a three-terminal device. However, the principle of operation of FET is completely different from that of BJT. And the FET is called a voltage control device. Because the voltage applied between the gate and source terminals of the FET controls the drain current, and hence it is called as voltage control device. The name field effect is derived from the fact that the output current flow is controlled by an electric field setup in the device by an externally applied voltage between the gate and source terminals. The FET is also called as a unipolar device, because the current is carried by only one type of charged particles, either electrons or holes. Hence, FET is called a unipolar device. Whereas we know that BJT is a bipolar device, because the current is carried by both electrons and holes. And like BJT, the parameters of FET are also temperature dependent. In FET, as temperature increases, drain resistance will also increase, reducing the drain current. Thus, unlike BJT, thermal runaway does not occur with the FET. Thus, we can say that FET is more temperature stable as compared to BJT. These are the main advantages of field effect transistor over BJT. And also, the FET has very high input resistance, typically in the range of 1 to several mega ohms. Because FETs have high input resistance than BJT, they are preferred in amplifiers where high input impedance is required. And FET requires very less space when compared to BJT, and it also has, as I said, it has high thermal stability. Here you can see the symbols of field effect transistor, and the first diagram shows you the N-channel FET, and the second diagram shows you the P-channel FET. Actually, the FET is classified into JFET and MOSFET. JFET means junction field effect transistor, which is further classified into N-channel and P-channel. MOSFET is nothing but metal oxide semiconductor field effect transistor, which is classified into two types, that is depletion type and enhancement type. Both the types have N-channel and P-channel types. Now, let us see the construction of a FET. And the small bar of extrinsic semiconductor material N-type is taken here, and its two ends, that is two emic contacts, are made, which are the drain and source terminals of the FET. And heavily doped electrodes of P-type materials form PN junctions on each side of the bar, and the thin region between the two P gates is called channel. Since this channel is in the N-type bar, the FET is known as N-channel JFET. And the electrons enter the channel through the terminal called source and leave through the terminal called drain. And the terminals taken out from the heavily doped electrodes of P-type material are called gates. And usually these electrodes are connected together and only one terminal is taken out, which is called as gate, as you can see in the symbol. And the operation of FET can be compared to the water flow through a pipe. When one end is pressed, the cross-sectional area will decrease, and hence the water flow decreases. Here you can see the diagram. So when the pipe is pressed, the water flow will decrease. So the outlet is also can also be termed as a drain here. Now let us see the principle of working of FET. And the PN junction between the gate and source is always kept in reverse bias condition. Since the current in a reverse biased PN junction is extremely small, and that is practically zero, the gate current in JFET is often neglected or assumed to be zero. And let us consider the circuit like here. As the voltage VDD is applied between the drain and source, and the gate terminal is kept open, the bar is of N-type material. Now, due to the applied voltage, the majority carriers, that is the electrons, start to flow from the source to drain, and this flow of electrons make the drain current ID. And the majority carriers now move from source to drain through the space between the gate regions. And the space is commonly known as the channel, and width of the channel can be controlled by varying the gate voltage. And now with the gate directly connected to the source terminal, when drain voltage VDS is applied and drain current flows through the channel, since N material is resistive, the drain current causes a voltage drop along the channel. Okay, and this I can see in this diagram, the voltage drop reverse biases the PN junction, and hence it causes the depletion regions to penetrate into the channel, since gate is heavily doped and the channel is lightly doped, and the width of the depletion region will mainly be spread in the channel, and this penetration depends upon the reverse bias voltage. The depletion region width is more at the drain side as compared to the source side, because near the junction the voltage at drain is more than voltage at source side. So this shows that the reverse bias is not uniform near the junction. It gradually increases from source side to drain side. And the depletion region doesn't contain charge carriers. The space between two depletion regions is available for the conducting portion of the channel. And if we extremely apply reverse bias voltage to the gate, the reverse bias will further increase, and hence the penetration of depletion region, which reduces the width of the conducting portion of the channel. As width of the conducting portion of the channel reduces, the number of electrons flowing from source to drain reduces, and hence the current flowing from drain to source reduces. So if we go on increasing the reverse bias voltage to the gate, what happens is the depletion region will increase more and more, and at one stage the width of the depletion region will be equal to the original width of the channel, leaving a zero width for conduction portion for the channel, and this will prevent any current flow from drain to source, and hence the current drain current will be in off state, that is the drain current will reaches almost zero, and the gate to source voltage that produces this cutoff is known as cutoff voltage, and it is denoted by VGS off. And when the gate is shorted to source, there is minimum reverse bias between gate and source PN junction, making the depletion region width minimum and conducting channel width maximum. In case the maximum drain current flows, which is denoted by IDSS. Okay, here you can see the drain characteristics of field effect transistor. Usually the drain characteristics is drawn between VDS and ID. That is a drain to source voltage and drain current. For different values of VGS you can plot. Let us see the first case. When VGS is equal to 0 volt, the channel is entirely open. But when VDS is equal to 0, so there is no attractive force for the majority carriers, and hence the drain current doesn't flow. And in response to a small applied DC applied voltage VDS, the N-type bar acts as a simple semiconductor resistor, and the current ID increases linearly with the VDS. As VDS increases, the voltage drop along the channel also increases. This increase in voltage drop increases the reverse bias on gate source junction and causes the depletion region to penetrate into the channel. And it reduces the channel width also. So the effect of reduction in channel width provides more opposition to drain current ID. Thus, rate of increase in ID with respect to VDS is now reduced. And this is shown by the curved shape in this diagram, as you can see. And at some values of VDS, drain current ID cannot be increased further due to reduction in channel width. So any further increase in channel width, that is in VDS, it doesn't increase the drain current ID. Now the ID approaches constant saturation value. The voltage VDS at which the current ID reaches its constant saturation level is called as pinch-off voltage. When an external bias of say for example minus 1 volt is applied between gate and source, the gate channel junction are further reverse bias, reducing the effective width of the channel available for the conduction. So because of this, the drain current will reduce and pinch-off voltage is reached to a lower drain current than VGS is equal to 0. So by applying several values of negative voltages VGS, a family of curves can be obtained, and that is the drain characteristics of field effect transistor. Here you can see the comparison between N channel and P channel FET. In N channel the majority carriers, the current carriers are electrons, and in P channel the current carriers are holes. And in N channel FET, the mobility of electrons will almost twice than that of P channel, and N channel has low input noise and P channel has more noise. And N channel has large transconductance, and whereas the P channel has low transconductance. Here is a list of comparison between FET and BJT. As I said earlier, FET is a unipolar device and BJT is a bipolar device. FET is a voltage control device, whereas bipolar junction transistor is a current control device, and so on. And the main applications of field effect transistors are, it can be used as a phase shift oscillators or in voltmeters. Thank you.